Hello there, Liverpool fans. Back again after my 2 week absence, when I was on holiday. So I'm back again, refreshed, ready to get stuck into the football again. And yeah, so when I was away in Cyprus, I think I missed around 5 matches, 4 or 5 matches of Liverpool's, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Also the Carabao Cup, I think, the League Cup, the game against MK Dons. Yeah, so it's very very good, man. We're doing very well, Liverpool. We won all the games apart from the Champions League game in Italy against Napoli, and even that was at the end of the game. The final 5 minutes of the game where we lost it. So I'm not too bothered because we can always come back in the Champions League. There's still 5 Champions League games to go in the group, so we can always get out of the group. It doesn't matter that we lost the first game. It was always going to be a tough game because having to play a league game and then in midweek playing the Champions League, and then you have to think about the Chelsea game at the weekend, which we won. We won that game, so it doesn't matter that we lost to Napoli. Going away to Chelsea, one of the top six, and winning is a very good result for Liverpool. Outstanding result, and it will stand us in good stead for the rest of the season. Yeah, so I left the country on the 13th of September, and today is the second of October. So we play Salzburg tonight in the Champions League again, our second group game at Anfield, and it should be a very good atmosphere, an outstanding atmosphere, because we are the European champions. We won it 6 times in Madrid in June. So the atmosphere tonight will be bouncing. Will be really, the fans will be up for it against Salzburg, and I'm expecting Liverpool to win the game. We should have enough, even though we've had to play a lot of games. We should have enough to beat them. Yeah. So the first game that I want to talk about is, of course, the Napoli game. No, I missed the. I think I missed the Newcastle game as well, which was on the 14th. I left on the 13th, and then the next day on a Saturday we played Newcastle. I think at Anfield, and we won the game 3-1. Yeah, it was a good display from Liverpool, good performance considering that we conceded that goal, the outstanding goal from Newcastle from Willems, and he just smashed it into the top corner. And you're thinking, bloody hell, it's going to be one of those days again, isn't it? Where that everything they seem to do, that it just comes off and they win the game. But Liverpool, the response from Liverpool was brilliant. I mean, the way we came back and we got into the lead even before half time. So as soon as we took the lead, I knew that Newcastle didn't have anything else to offer. They weren't exactly going to attack and try and get an equaliser, because they know that as soon as they try to come out and play, they're going to get done by Liverpool. They're going to get exposed many times and probably concede 5 or 6. So yeah, and of course in the second half, we Mane got the 2 goals in the first half, and then the second half Mo Salah finished it off to make it 3-1, and we took the 3 points. And then a few days later, I think on a Tuesday, the 17th, we travelled to Italy to play Napoli in our first Champions League encounter, and it was a decent game. But I mean, the fact that we got exposed again in defence and midfield, and I don't know how many times I've said this, both last season and this season. I don't understand why Klopp keeps picking Henderson, Wijnaldum, and Fabinho in the midfield, man. Surely you've got to have more energetic players. You've got to have more direct players, more players that can create opportunities going forward in midfield, rather than the static players like Henderson and Wijnaldum who offer nothing, man. Even in the Chelsea game, even in the Sheffield United game, they didn't do anything, man. Come on. Wijnaldum scored the winning goal. Yes, we're thankful for him that he scored. But apart from that, he wasn't even in the game against Sheffield United. Neither was Henderson. And every time that I say these things, I speak the truth, the facts. There are certain people in our fan base that come out and start criticising. Why do you talk bad about Henderson and Wijnaldum? Why do you keep criticising? Why do you think, man? How many more games are you going to go through in the season with this kind of midfield, and you expect to be successful? You know, we've won 7 out of 7 in the league, which is outstanding, brilliant. You know, I didn't expect that we would do it again like we did last season, but we've done it again. So, you know, unbelievable performances from the lads. But this midfield is just letting us down time after time. Even the defence. The defensive unit looks a bit shaky. You know, Adrian's done well to replace Allison in goal, but he's not Allison. I mean, he's kicking. He's all-round aura in the goal is not the same as Allison, really. He's done well, but we haven't exactly played hard teams, have we, in the league? So from now on, I want to see Allison reintegrated into the team because Klopp yesterday said in his press conference that Allison is ready now. He's ready to come back into the team. So in my opinion, after the international break, he should be reintroduced into the goal. Adrian has done a good job, but still, we can't keep him for the top games, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be very hard. You know, very hard to keep them out. You need to have your best goalkeeper, and our best goalkeeper is Alisson Becker, probably one of the world's best goalkeepers, if not the best at the moment, at this moment in time. So yeah, I mean, going on to the Napoli game, we performed decently, but as I said before, we got overrun so many times in the midfield area and down the flanks, and it was looking dangerous. You know, Napoli were piling pressure on, and it was only a matter of time before they scored. It took them a long time to get the goal, the penalty, but yeah, they should have scored earlier. We had a couple of chances, but truth be told, they played better than Liverpool, really, in the game, and inevitably we lost the game 2-0. We conceded the penalty through Dries Mertens, I think it was, scored the goal, and then trying to get an equaliser in the final minutes always leaves you open at the back, leaves you exposed. And they went on and got the second goal through Llorente of all people, the Spanish player who played for Tottenham when we beat them in the Champions League final. So yeah, it is what it is. It's only one game, so I'm not too bothered. But the performance was a bit worrying. The way that we left ourselves open at the back, you know, and the midfield just got overrun so many times. It was unbelievable. I mean, Henderson and Wijnaldum are not fit enough. They're not good enough. They're not technically good enough to play in the Champions League because you need to have quality players around. This is why they call it the Champions League. These are the best teams in European football with the best players around the continent. So I don't understand why Klopp is still not using energetic players like Oxlade-Chamberlain, like Shaqiri, for instance, and players like this. So yeah, we lost that game 2-0, and then we had to come back to England to play Chelsea, of all teams, at Stamford Bridge, in a game that I was expecting to be very tough for Liverpool because although Chelsea haven't made the best start to the season, it's always a tough game away from home, Chelsea. You know, Stamford Bridge has not really been a very happy hunting ground for Liverpool over the years. We've won games there, yes, but we've also lost many games at Stamford Bridge. And I was fearing the worst because having lost the game to Napoli, I'm thinking the morale's going to be low, the confidence is going to be low, you know, and that could drag on into the Chelsea game, and then we end up losing this one as well. But the lads just performed brilliantly. I mean, the free kick from Trent was magnificent into the top corner, and then the second goal from Firmino, another quick free kick and a great cross from Robertson, and Firmino heads it in for 2-0. So we're going into half time looking stellar, looking like we're going to get 3 or 4, and then second half, for some unknown reason, we started to just defend and go backwards rather than try and get a third goal and kill it off. I think we even had a chance at the start of the second half through Firmino to put it to make it 3-0, and Kepa somehow with one hand saved it. So you're thinking this is job done. We've done it. You know, we're going to win the game, and then out of nowhere, N'Golo Kante picks up the ball, goes past about 3 or 4 players of ours who don't even bother to tackle him, and he puts it into the top corner, and it's 2-1, and you're thinking, fucking hell, we've still got 20 minutes here to hang on. You know, we needed that third goal to finish the game off, and we were starting to get tired because we'd played in midweek. Chelsea had also played in midweek, but they played at home. We had to travel to Italy and then back again, and the fact that we lost the game late on, started to put doubt into our mind that we might concede another goal and end up drawing the game, or even losing the game in the final minutes. So yeah, but we held out. We defended very well. We restricted Chelsea to minimal chances, and we came away with the victory. Another 3 points in the bag to keep us at the top of the league, and it just got better for Liverpool, better and better, And that was on the 22nd of September. So I ended up finishing my holiday on the 27th, and I travelled back on a Friday. Got back probably late Friday, I think it was, or about around 4 or 5, in the evening. So yeah, and then we had the game against Sheffield United, of course, on the 28th on Saturday at Bramall Lane, and for some reason I didn't expect it to be a tough game. I thought to myself, Liverpool would just go there and put the chances away and finish them off, beat them easily, 3 or 4 nil. But it turned out to be a bloody tough game. I mean, the way that Sheffield United defended and the way that they just denied Liverpool space, and the energy levels that they had were unbelievable, and they just restricted us to minimal chances, And thankfully, in the second half, Klopp actually brought on Origi, who I was calling to be brought on at the beginning of the second half, because we needed more energy, we needed more directness going forwards. And although Origi may not be the best striker in the world, quality-wise, he's got these attributes. He's got the pace, he's got the directness, he's got the running ability. He can get past players, get crosses into the area, and the goal resulted from a cross which Origi played into the area, cleared to the edge of the area, and you just see Wijnaldum running onto the ball, and I'm thinking, smash it into the top corner. And Wijnaldum gets a good contact to the ball, but he puts it straight down the middle. And you're thinking, oh, fuck, he's going to save it. He's going to just hang on to it here, the goalkeeper. And then to my surprise, to everyone's surprise, it just went through his legs. The Man United loanee at Sheffield United, Henderson, of all people, it had to be a Man United player to make it even sweeter for Liverpool. And we get the winning goal. We win the game. We take the 3 points. We get out of there. It was a very tough game, I have to say, because we left it too late, Liverpool. I mean, because of the midfield again. I don't want to keep saying the same thing, keep bringing up the same issues, but the midfield is not good enough. Klopp, come on, you've got to see this as a manager. You need a midfield that is able to take the game by the scruff of the neck, man. You need someone that can take the ball, run at defences, that can take long-range shots and maybe get a goal, that can play killer passes into the front three players. But the midfield was just dead, Liverpool's midfield. Wijnaldum and Henderson looked like they were playing in some kind of friendly match. They weren't even in the game. They didn't contribute anything to the game, apart from the goal, of course, Wijnaldum. And Fabinho did an outstanding job again. The man is just having to do too much in midfield. He really is, in defensive midfield, because of the fact that Henderson and Wijnaldum cannot control the ball. They cannot keep hold of the ball and play it around. And it keeps coming back to Fabinho, and he has to do all the work. He has to try and defend as well as try and look for the forward pass, try and get the team onto attack again. And it's too much for him. He's getting tired, Fabinho. I'm worried about what's going to happen in the future games, because we're coming up to the second international break of the season now, which is going to start after the 5th. We play on the 5th on the Saturday, and I think the final game's on Sunday, the 6th, and then we go into the international break until the 20th of October. And, they will go back to their countries and probably play international games again. So it's looking very, very hard for Liverpool. I mean, we're doing very well. We're at the top of the league, but the players are starting to get tired. They're starting to get overwhelmed with the games, as was evident in the Sheffield United game, because we should have played much better in the game. We had chances, but we didn't play anywhere near like we can do, and it's quite worrying to think that further down the season, these players are going to get tired, So we should wait and see, Liverpool fans, anyway. And that was it. Yeah, we won the game. We took the 3 points, and on to the next one, on to the Salzburg game tonight at Anfield, and we should be winning against Salzburg. I don't care The fact that they won their first game against Genk 6-2. This is Genk we're talking about. A dodgy Belgium team that should not even be in the Champions League. Really, they're not good enough to be in the Champions League. So Liverpool should be wiping the floor with Salzburg. At least another 3 goals, 2 or 3 goals tonight at home. We are the European champions. We need to put on a good performance to show the rest of Europe, to show the world that we are European champions and we deserve to be, European champions. We can't keep going into games and just getting 1 goal and then just, trying to finish the game like that. They are tired. I accept that they are tired, but they just need to get over the line, man. Finish the game off tonight, and then the final game before the international break at home to Leicester, which is a must-win game because City are not letting up. We're 5 points ahead of City, but it only takes one bad result. It only takes one bad result, and they win, and then they close the gap again. So, and I think they're playing Wolves at home, so they will probably win that game. City. I can't see, I can't see Wolves getting anything from the game. Possibly they could get a draw, but they need to defend properly. And Wolves are not the type of team that can defend for 90 minutes. They can certainly attack. They're a very good attacking team, but defensively, City they will pass them to death, and they will probably get a goal from somewhere. So we need to do our job. We need to beat Leicester City at Anfield and go into the international break 5 points ahead of City, at least 5 points ahead, depending on their result, of course, on the same day. So yeah, it's been a very hectic time, Liverpool fans. I was away on holiday. I had a good time. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and it was a very good holiday. To recharge the batteries. The same thing happened last year when I was on holiday again. We won all the games, and then as soon as I came back, I think we drew a couple and lost one in the cup to Chelsea, and we went into the international break again. So hopefully this time, I came back on Friday, as I said, and we won the game against Sheffield United. Although it wasn't a convincing display, we managed to win the game. We managed to get the goal and win it. So this is what champions are made of. This is what league-winning teams, title-winning teams are made of. You just go to these away games, grind out the result, and win the game. Take the 3 points, and that's exactly what Liverpool have done. So hopefully, we can win the 2 games left. Salzburg tonight in the Champions League to get us up and running in our group, and the final game in the league before the international break, the Leicester game, another 3 points, and it's quite frightening to think because Leicester are on good form, and they have a very good team now. Brendan Rodgers, this is what I was saying to all Liverpool fans in my previous videos. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager, and you will see what he's going to do at Leicester next season. I said this last season in March or April that he will have a good season at Leicester, and look what's happening now. He's having an outstanding start to the season with Leicester. He knows how to play football the right way, Rodgers. He displayed this when he was at Liverpool. The 13-14 season was probably one of our best in the past 25-30 years. The attacking football, the amount of chances that we created, the pace of the football that we played, the philosophy was outstanding, and we should have won the title again. It was our fault that we lost it because we had it in our grasp to win the title. I think we were 4 or 5 points ahead with about 4 games to go, so we should have won it. And this was down to Rodgers. Rodgers was the manager. People say that it was Suarez and Sturridge. It wasn't. You can't just win games because of the players. The manager's tactics, the philosophy, the way that you play dictates how successful you are in a season. If this manager does not know how to get the best out of the players, then they don't perform. So look what happened in the Roy Hodgson era. Look what happened in the Kenny Dalglish's second spell in charge. We didn't play good football. We were nowhere near. The performance levels were so bad in most of the games, and we ended up being a mid-table team. In bloody Hodgson's tenure, we were in the bloody relegation zone when he left. I think we were something like 17th or 16th in the league. Can you imagine? Liverpool Football Club in 17th position in the Premier League under bloody Roy Hodgson, and And we didn't have the players, we didn't have the squad of players. But Rodgers, when he came in, he started to change things. He started to play a more attack-minded football to try and win games rather than trying to defend. And yeah, we conceded a lot of goals in the 13-14 season, but the amount of goals we scored, the amount of chances that we created was brilliant to watch. I mean, scintillating football, fast flowing, attacking football that we've probably Liverpool fans haven't seen for 30 years, 25, 30 years. And of course, with Klopp, now we're starting to see the same things again. Although I think the last 2 years, Klopp has changed his philosophy a little bit. He wants Liverpool to defend better because we were conceding many goals as well in Klopp's first couple of years. Although we done well in the league, we finished fourth and fourth twice in a row. We were conceding too many goals again defensively, and he made us a better team. He got in the players, he got Virgil van Dijk in, he got Alisson in to be the goalkeeper. So now we've really improved as a team, but we need to keep on. This is a relentless title race with City, and City still want to be champions. They may be 5 points behind, but they're not going to give up. They won't give up until the end. Although they're getting a lot of bad luck against them now. With the fact that I think Bernardo Silva is going to get suspended now for 5 or 6 games, and I think I heard yesterday that Kevin De Bruyne is injured again, so he could possibly be out as well. So this is the time to strike Liverpool. We need to make sure that we win our game against Leicester, go into the international break, and then when we come back, we have to go to Old Trafford and win, man. No more of this bloody shitty football that we played last year. We should have beat them last year, and if we had beat them at Old Trafford, we probably would have won the title. And we ended up just playing for a draw, and we only got 1 point, and it cost us in the end. It cost us majorly. So they got so many injuries last year. We should have won that game at Old Trafford, And so this time we have to take advantage. They're doing very bad, Manchester United. They're down in I think 9th position at the moment. I've never seen Manchester United so bad for probably 20 years, 25 years, and it's the perfect time to play them. I mean, we have to be up for it. We have to, as a team that going for the league title, you have to be up for these games. You have to want to win them, and you have to show your quality. When we go to places like Man United, to Everton, we have to go there looking to win the game. Don't go there for a point, because City are relentless. They will keep on winning, and they will close the gap again. If we don't pick up maximum points, it's only a matter of time before they catch us again. So 5 points is a lot, at this stage of the season. It's quite a lot of points to be in front of your main rival. But this is a team that is experienced in winning the title, experienced in playing big matches. So they know what it takes to win. We did it last season as well. We had a very good season, a magnificent season. And we only lost 1 game. And even then we weren't able to win the title. So, the standards are so high now. The standards, the amount of points that you need to pick up to win the title is so high that we can't afford any slip-ups at all. We've had a perfect start to the season, 7 out of 7. The only blemish is the Champions League defeat to Napoli. And even that was in the final 5 minutes. So I'm not too worried about that defeat. But there are some issues, in the midfield, in the defence. We need to be tighter. We need to be more organised, and we need to play the game seriously. We can't afford to be lazy. We can't afford to be too slow. We need to keep the tempo higher. We've got the players. We've got Mane, Salah, Firmino up front. We can destroy teams, but it's the midfield. The midfield carriers need to get the ball quickly to the front players, and then they can find the space, and then they can exploit the space and get goals, create chances, score goals. But the likes of Henderson and Wijnaldum are not good enough. We need Oxlade-Chamberlain in there. He's a young player. He's a fast player. Shaqiri, when he comes back from injury, he needs to play more often. I don't understand why Klopp doesn't use him in games. He's a quality player. He's a technical player. He's a good set-piece taker. He can score goals. He can create goals. So he offers so much more than Henderson and Wijnaldum. Defensive stability, you say. Fabinho does that for Liverpool. Fabinho is the perfect player, the perfect defensive midfielder. So next to him, you need 2 attack-minded midfielders to create chances, to take long-range efforts, to get the ball and run at defences. You can't go through 90 minutes just trying to tackle your opponent, trying to stop them from scoring. You know, you need more than that in midfield. This is why every summer we were saying Liverpool needs transfers. We need to buy players like Fernandes, like Nabil Fekir. You know, these kind of players. We needed one of these type of players in our midfield. We would have been so much better. Imagine, look, we're doing brilliantly without them, but if we had them, or Coutinho coming back on loan, Liverpool would have been flying, you know. We probably would have been perfect, you know. We wouldn't have, you know, no team would even be able to cope with us because the way that we play, the quality that we have in our team is too much for every team in England and in Europe at the moment. We're just that good. And yeah, so hopefully in January, I don't know, maybe they will make a transfer or two. I'm hearing rumours about James Maddison. If he is bought by Liverpool, what a signing! He's a very good player, young but a very quality player, a really dynamic player that can do well at Liverpool. With the players around him that he's got at Liverpool, he will excel. He will become a great player, you know. So anyway, Liverpool fans, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make your comments in the comment section below. It's good to be back amongst you again after the holiday. Good to be back in England again, back watching the games, and we march on. We march on to Salzburg at Anfield, and then we take on Leicester at Anfield, and we should be getting 6 points from these two games, nothing less, because as I said before, City, although I despise of them, I don't like them as a club. They will not go away. They know how to win games. They know how to win titles. We've won the European Cup. We're the European champions, and we only missed out by 1 point in the league. But City are a very good team, and we have to accept that. You know, they see that we're a very good team, and we see that they're a very good team. So let's see what happens in the rest of the season. Hopefully, we go on to win it this time, and we take the Premier League title, and we win it for the first time in 30 years. It's got to be done. Anyway, Liverpool fans, take care of yourselves. Up the mighty Reds, and another 3 points tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.